In this lesson, we're going to learn about inspect element. So how do we use that? First, inspect element is a browser tool that allows you to see any HTML and CSS code of any website on the internet. Okay, so for example, here I'm gonna go to jetblue.com, which I have it here. Okay, and now imagine you arrive to this web page and you like this thing right here. So you wonder how they did this. Easy. You just you can click anywhere, just right click, then click on inspect. Some places might be being named like inspect elements or inspector. But I'm usually using right now I'm using Chrome version what yep, this version, whoa, it's doing an update now. Anyway, let me try to close. Yeah, close it. Anyway, I'm using Chrome and it's been called inspect. Okay, so let me just go back. And now imagine that again, you like this, you right click, you click on inspect, and here it will show you the whole HTML code of this website. This is how this website has been created. You'll be available to see everything, especially the CSS code. So, for example, you might wonder what they use here. So you just can just play around with it and look for the whole thing, which is this one right here. So as you can see, let me see if I can make this a little bit closer. This is a list. So they're using a list. And after the list, they have on each list, they have this what I will call card, but probably they just call it menu, as you can see here. And you can just like navigate through this thing and you will get exactly where you want to go. Another good thing about this inspect element is that you can also make changes to this site. Like for example, you can come here and type title, click enter, and you will see your title there. So you can, if you want to have an idea about how, whatever you have in mind, how it will look like using that specific thing, then you can just play around with it here. So, but the bad thing is that the changes that you're making is only being reflected on your computer, which means that once you close this window, it will disappear. But you can definitely just copy and paste the code and just take it back to your code, okay, to your editor. You can also here see the CSS code, and in the CSS, let me just make it a little bit bigger. And the CSS code, you can see what blue they're using. For example, the color. This is the color, and you can also see what font they are using for the text right here. Okay, do you see how that the little thing change? I'm gonna uncheck. If I uncheck it means that it's not gonna use this as a font family. Okay, so this is how it look like without this. Okay, another reason. Oh well, I'm not gonna say another reason, but another good thing about inspect element is that, for example, if you click here on sign in and you have the email and you have some password, any password, you just can go ahead and right click, do inspect, and just the type, as you can see, this is type password right now. So if you want to see what's behind those that, easy. You just have to double click there, make this instead of password, make this thing test, and I just click enter, and you will see my password. Well, I mean not my password, but yes, you know what I mean. You will see your password there. And also you can also just go back. What is it? What is a type? Type. Oh, disappear. Anyway, you got my point. What is my type? Oh well. So now it's type test instead of type password. So inspect element will be very useful if you want to analyze a website. For example, our code here, we do on inspect, and then we just can check my list here, how it look like. So we have this big list, and then we have this item, then we have another item which contain another list inside. I see this, just short, make it a little bit bigger, and so on. And inside that, we have another one which is black tea, big and small. Okay, so this is inspect element and will be very useful during this course.